Hello. I wanted to talk about faith. As a felon, I believe that we have a different understanding of faith. A lot of felons have a strong faith. The reason that is because when you have had everything ripped away from you, your life, nobody's there for you, you turn to God and prayer. And God brings you closer and you start to see miracles in your life. I'm a firm believer. First will be last will be first. Felons, we're last. We're at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to society and the way they treat us. We're nobody. And we are the kind of people that God uses. You just have to have faith. Now, when I started this channel, I didn't know where I was going with it. And I feel that doors have opened. And I know you look at it, I have like 2 subscribers, not a whole lot of views, but it's the quality of the people that have watched this and the interactions I've had with some of the people have pointed me in different directions. Doors have opened. Now, I'm a firm believer in prayer and faith. The problem is like when you pray to God for help, you know that you have to act on it. You have to take that step forward. And I'm going to share a little bit about faith. Now, in 2005, I went to World Youth Day. It was after I was convicted of my felony, had everything taken care of, was lost and searching for God. Because I prayed that everything would work out and that the people would, the jury would see through these lies. And I was convicted. I thought, well, maybe it's because I don't have enough faith. I'm not close enough to God. So I went searching for God. Now, this is World Youth Day. And in 2005. Now, this hat is important to the story. This hat, all the Australians that wore this hat. Now, when I went to World Youth Day to Europe, I didn't get on the plane to come home. Like, I just started wandering and visiting all the holy sites, trying to get closer to God, find where I belong. I was actually considering joining a monastery, becoming a monk. And I was wandering around. I was at Lourdes, and I bumped into somebody who told me about the Camino de Santiago. Now, keep in mind, I'm traveling with no money. I'm backpacking, basically. Well, I am backpacking. Everything I had was in my backpack. Anyway, he had just finished the Camino de Santiago, and it's a pilgrimage, walk through Europe to Camino de Compostela. So I started the next day walking. No plan, no money. And I got there. I finished the Camino. Now, on the way, things always happen. Like food, God took care of me. Food, place to sleep. I met great people on the way. I mean, come on, Spain is amazing. You don't even have to speak the language. The people there are so kind. And it's just amazing. And when I finished the Camino, I ended up going to Portugal, to Italy, and I was staying in a church in Rome. And somebody bought me a ticket to London, which is funny because London is where the monastery was from this monk that I met in Assisi. He was from the Bronx, from Brooklyn. He was of the St. Francis of the Renewal. And I went to England, and I went to London, and I stayed in the monastery there. And I was there for a while, and a gentleman from Spain who was considering becoming a monk there showed up. And he stayed there for a while, and then he left. He went back to Spain. About 3 weeks after, a ticket to Israel came in the mail for me from this gentleman from Spain. So I ended up in Jerusalem. I got on the plane, no ticket back, no money, landed in Israel, And, I'm not going to get into the story of that, but that is where I met my wife. And funny thing is, and I'm going to just tell this little bit, that the monks there that I was staying at slipped me 100 pounds that I didn't find until I got into Israel. I figured my first night in Israel, I'm going to sleep in a bed. And the person said, no, I'm not going to rent you a room. But if you work for me, you can stay here for free. I was like, really? Yeah, okay. And that was within an hour of being in Israel. God always, as long as you walk, as long as you pray, and you move forward, and you have enough faith to move forward, God will open doors left and right for you. Now, the reason I say this is like, God's not on their side. God's not on our side. We are on God's side. We all have a right to defend ourselves, to protect our family. And it's not only our God-given right, it's our constitutional right. Now, these people that are stealing these rights from us, that are trying to tell us we don't have these rights, are criminals. They're working against God. As long as we move forward in faith and do what God tells us to do, walk through the doors that God gives us, we will get this done. We will succeed, all of us. Faith is important. And I believe that us, as felons, our faith is strong because we know what it's like not to have anybody, not to rely on anybody, not have anybody there for us but God. But guess what? We're all in this together. And we need to learn to rely on each other and trust each other and work together to get this done, to get our rights back, to protect our family, to protect our neighbors. It is our God-given right. It is our responsibility. And we just have to have enough faith to move forward and do it. Please subscribe, share, comment, give me a thumbs up. And if you give me a thumbs down, that's okay too. But please tell me in the comments why. Why the thumbs down? Why you didn't like it? I'm trying to improve these videos and the presentation and stuff. I know this one's not going to be great. It's in my car. But anyway, thank you. Have a blessed day. Until next time.